Winter holidays are upon us, and what better way to start than with Japanese nationals? Hello, hello! Today, we are ranking the deepest field in figure skating. Now, before we start, I might mispronounce some of the names, so kindly tell me in the comments how should I pronounce them correctly, because I'm trying to improve, I promise. Second, I'm focusing on those who have competed internationally this year. Let's start with the least likely to the most likely. Skaters who basically need to win in order to be selected to go to Worlds? Mai Mihara. She's such a sweetheart. Even though I'm rooting for her to make it to the Olympics, the painful truth is that she won't be making the team next year because she cannot land a triple-triple. This puts her in an enormous disadvantage. It's so unfortunate that her body is battling so much against her. I think it's gonna be somewhat lucky if we see her in the Grand Prix circuit next season. But this is your season, okay? You all have to watch Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence. Otherwise, I will find you, and I will... For the man, Kazuki Tomono is in a similar position. He got injured early this season. He was in the medal mix after the short programs in both of his events in the Grand Prix. Yet, he couldn't hold his position and fell down to 6th both times. I hate when it's an injury that hinders everyone's possibilities to go somewhere important. His best bet is recovering and making the team next year for Olympic season, which I believe is more important than this year. Other skaters with low chances because they didn't make it last year are Manaka Wabe, Mako Yamashita, Takeru Amine. They would need to prove themselves. Do I believe they have the capacity? Sure. Do they need to have the best program of their lives? Also yes. Need to medal category. Koshiro Shimada. Incredibly charismatic, Koshiro Shimada has medaled at nationals before, but last year we can say that his international season was somewhat underwhelming. But this season, he was second at Grand Prix de France. I cannot say that he's not inconsistent, but at least he's more consistent than he used to be. And right now, the men's field is decimated with injuries. Another medalist in the Grand Prix circuit? Tetsuya Tsuboi. When I made my predictions for NHK, he didn't even figure there. So when I woke up and I saw a 1-2-3 in NHK after the short program, I was floored. I had never seen him skate this well. And if you had told me he was gonna place above Kao Miura, I would have had you institutionalized. Nah, it's not that serious, but I certainly wouldn't have believed you. Tatsuya needs to medal to be in the conversation. And for women, it gets tricky. There are 3 in my mind. Rion, Rinka, and Yuna. I'm just realizing that everyone in this category won a medal at the Grand Prix. Like, what? Well, back to the list. I love Rion. I find her knee bend and edge depth glorious. And I don't think people appreciate her enough. She was 3rd at Grand Prix de France, but her nerves betrayed her at Cup of China. But I understand the Cup of China one, because she basically needed to win in order to go to the Grand Prix final, so that was a lot for her. She has not given up her quad toe, and last year, while under-rotated, she landed it. Rinka Watanabe, on the other hand, she has a triple axel, one that she landed where? At Cup of China as well. That was a nerve-wracking event. The thing with Rinka is that she's so inconsistent. She had the chance to go to Worlds and 4 continents 2 years ago, and she didn't medal. She also had the chance to make it to the Grand Prix final, and again, mistakes happened. And with 5 others having made the final, I don't think I would put my trust on her to make the Worlds team, and I think she needs to recover the Japanese Federation's trust. And our last girl, with an extraordinary talent, Yuna Aoki. I fell in love with her last year, I'm not gonna lie. The connection that she has with the music is unparalleled. It's exquisite, that's the word. She was 3rd at NHK. I got a standing ovation. I think she has a really good shot of making 4 continents. For Worlds, might be a bit difficult. And the next category, which is the hardest one. High chances, but they cannot bomb. Shun Sato, Kao Miura, Sota Yamamoto. Sota has one of the best postures and lines of the field. No doubt. But although he skates beautiful, in my opinion, he's not very charismatic. Plus, he's a man. And what I mean with this is that he's very inconsistent too. Even though he did not medal the Grand Prix circuit, his ceiling is higher than that of Koshiro. And from what I know, he's not injured like Kazuki. If he doesn't make the World's team, he probably will make the 4 continents one. If you have seen more than one video in my channel, you probably already know that Kao Miura is my guy. I adore him, almost as much as I do Kaori. I know, gasp. I'm personally very drawn to that type of personality on the ice. Very intense, very dramatic, very passionate. The problem with this type of skaters? They normally implode. Several times. There is a reason why he is Chaos Child. He broke the 100 mark this season, and he also has the third highest short program score of the season. But his combined score... we don't talk about that. He's been skating injured. He said that he has already recovered enough for nationals. But multiple men have said, oh no, I'm not injured anymore. And then they skate badly, and then they do the press, and they say like, oh, I'm not gonna skate in my next one because I'm injured. So forgive me if I don't believe men at this point. Kao has the highest ceiling of them all. I said he was gonna be Yuma's second man, but you really don't know what you're gonna get with him. You could get Kao Miura world champion, you could get Kao Miura world medalist, or you could get Kao Miura barely made the top 10. But if you ask me, I don't care, send him anyway. As for Shun Sato, I think he has it. He won Cup of China and he was silver in Skate Canada. The only reason why he's in this category is because if they didn't choose him, I would be disappointed, but it wouldn't be surprising because he's not Japan's golden child. And the bloodbath starts here. For women, I have 3 beloved skaters: Wakaba Higuchi, Hana Yoshida, and Rino Matsuke. I didn't really touch on Hana Yoshida on my Grand Prix final recap. I mentioned in my preview that she had the most to lose, and I think she's in danger. I think for her to make the world's team, she needed to place above Wakaba. Much like Rinka, she has a triple axel. This season has been an uphill battle for her. Part of me wishes that she just took it out. Moreover, Rion Sumiyoshi has a higher combined score than her. Just like Rinka, she's gone to the World Championship before and she finished 8th. With how inconsistent she's been, I might even demote her to the need to medal category. The worst part, the devil is not on her side anymore. From hell to heaven, I've been gushing all over Rino Matsuke all season. I'm in love with the Luz Eterna program. But realistically, I think she's aiming more for 4 continents than she's for worlds. She just can't skate a clean short program. And Wakaba Higuchi with the best step sequence ever. Her return to the circuit has been splendid. This year, Wakaba is skating with a lot of serenity. I used to feel very nervous when she was performing before, but this year, I feel so confident for no reason. Like I know I will see her do what she does best. This year has been a win for mental health. Last category, Japan's golden children, aka, if they are not picked, it's the beginning of the end. The most obvious one, Kaori Sakamoto, Yuma Kagiyama. I mean, do I have to say anything? They are both fighting for the world championship. I don't think they are gonna skip on them. The only addition is actually Mone Chiba. She's been surprisingly consistent this season. Even though she was silver in both of her Grand Prix assignments, she was also second in the final, above Kaori. If they don't send her to Worlds, I don't know what the Federation is thinking. You might notice that I'm missing a couple of very important skaters, but I'd rather not cover children on my channel because, well, they're children. And being an adult, it just doesn't feel right to add to the pressure that those young shoulders already carry. Some juniors might medal here, so while celebrating some of the medalists that might be juniors, just keep in mind that they are still children. Let's celebrate their achievement, but without making them carry the burden of a stranger's expectation. Following my ranking for Worlds, the men's team is gonna be Yuma, Shun, and Kao, while women are Kaori, Mone, and Wakaba. And for 4 continents, hoping that they might keep the same logic as they did the year before, men, Shun, Sota, Tatsuya, and women, Mone, Hana, and Rino, unless Hana drops behind Rion. I wonder who they will send for pairs. Do you think the Japanese Federation will send a complete different team to 4 continents, or are they gonna keep it the same? Leave your thoughts in the comments and I'll see you next week. Bye!